So, one important thing when you guys look at building a tiny home is, you want to get your lumber in the same way that you would for a full-size house. Shed right there, giant garage, ordered proper lumber from a proper lumber company. Same thing here. Tiny house lumber from a proper lumber company. Sure, you can go to Home Depot or Lowe's and try and haul out 80 sticks of 2x4 or whatever. And you gotta sort through each one of them and try and find ones that aren't completely twisted and have crazy crowns on them and stuff. Or you can hire, go buy them from a lumber company. And most of the time they'll deliver it either for free or for, very little money. And they just drop it right on your job site. Everything's all nice and strapped. It's good quality wood. Don't skimp on this stuff. A lot of times you'll even get a better deal from a lumber company because they buy a ton of lumber. I mean, so does Home Depot, but Home Depot is pricing it to sell as one stick here, one stick there, 10 sticks there. Lumber companies are pricing to sell in bulk. So all of this was cheaper in the end, doing all the numbers with buying it from Home Depot versus a good lumber yard came out cheaper. And it was much more convenient because I didn't have to haul any of it. So do it. Alright, so kicking off the beginning of day 3, and as you can see, I'm sunburnt. Yeah, it was a scorcher yesterday. I mean, it really, I won't say it's a scorcher. It got to, I don't know, 85 or something, but we're at 3,000 square feet.
3,000 square feet.
3,000 square feet. 3,000 foot elevation. So, the sun kind of penetrates a little bit better at this elevation. So, yeah, I got burnt. I was cutting all the studs on the chop saw, and the back of my neck was faced toward the sun the whole time, and yeah, so been slathering myself with burn cream, and I'm gonna put on the coconut oil today. Coconut oil is actually a pretty good sunscreen as long as you keep it reapplied. Anyway, so you can see behind me, we got one whole wall up. Ta-da! Let's get my face back in the sun so you can see that pretty mug. Yeah, got one whole wall up. It's the back wall. So we got 3 window openings at the top. 2 of them are going to be fixed picture windows. One of them is going to be an awning window inside the loft area, the bedroom loft. Got the connection there or the backing for our bathroom wall. So that's where it's going to intersect. And yeah, we got that up in, I don't know, once the wood was cut, we got it up in about 2 hours. So I'm hoping today we can get the front wall up, because the wood's already cut. We can get the front wall up, and we can get the end wall at the tongue up, and that'll be the cantilever wall where the loft is going to be. So I'm pretty stoked. I still, so we just tacked down this last board, this last flooring, subfloor board, because I hadn't finished the plumbing yet. I really wanted, Taylor came up yesterday for a couple hours. She's been in Seattle working, so she came over for a few hours, and we laid the whole bathroom out on the floor. so she could walk around inside the design and make sure that she liked where the tub was going to go, where the vanity, or the toilet and all that stuff was going to go. So now that I got that worked out, I can do all the plumbing, get that all sorted. So I'm hoping to do that right now, and then I can get cracking on the front wall. I'll probably show you guys a few close-ups of how I'm doing the plumbing as I get that opened up. So look forward to that. Holy crap, a lot has changed since the last video. My sunburn's even worse. Got 2 extra days of sunburn on there, so that's good. In the direct sun, it was 100 degrees yesterday, so it's only May. But we've made some huge strides in this building. We got both long walls up and one loft framing completely up. Working on the loft framing above the bathroom right now. So let me kind of give you a little tour, all right? All right, so the first thing you can see from the backside here is we got our 2 long walls up. That single 2x4 across there is just for bracing. I'm gonna come over to the front, or considering the front side of the house, because that's where the front door is gonna be. This area here is gonna be bathroom and closet loft. And then from the center here, we're gonna have kitchen, front door, living room below, and sleeping loft above. So you can see we have 3 equally sized windows up there. They're 3 feet wide and 18 inches tall. These 2 here that are gonna be above the kitchen are just gonna be fixed picture windows, so they're not gonna be operational. And then this one here is going to be awning. And you can kind of see these windows are mimicked on the back wall as well. So there's a total of 6 of these 3 by 18 inch windows, 2 of them being awnings, so that way when we're up in the sleeping loft we can open up those windows, get some nice cool night breeze coming in. Just below the loft is going to be the living room, and we decided to put in this real nice picture window. What we're going to try and get in there is a French casement window. So that basically means that the 2 sides fold out kind of like a French door, and there's no center bar in between. So you kind of get this wide open feeling to the outside. So that's going to be really, really nice. Right now I'm trying to figure out what windows I'm going to get. I'm getting quotes from Marvin, from Milgard, from Cascade, Geldwin. My father-in-law's had some bad luck with Geldwin in the past, so I'm probably going to opt out of the Geldwin stuff. Here is a standard 3.0 door, so that's a 3'0" door, so 36 inches opening. Most likely we will do an outswing, just to conserve space on the inside, because a 3-foot door swinging in would be pretty obtrusive. If someone else was inside, you might possibly just swing in and hit them. But we are going to have a full window, full rectangle window front door, so there'll be a lot of light coming in from that as well. Let's jump up inside. Alright, so if I step back here, you can see the living room space and the loft space that's going to go above. We are using these 4x4s, 16 inches on center. The rest of the framing is 24 on center, but because of the load of us sleeping up there, and also it's giving us horizontal support between the 2 long walls so that they can't separate from each other, so that improves our snow load. So 16 on center beams here. This is a small opening based off of it being off layout, this main beam. So we got 9 feet is the full loft width, and because we have this 2 foot by 4 foot bump out here, the loft is going to extend, is going to cantilever over this bump out, and then there'll be kind of these notches, so that'll have a little bit of a, you know, I'm hoping an aesthetic effect instead of the front of the house just being a square box. So you can see where the main framing of the house, front of the house, ends, and that 2 foot cantilever across the front. These beams are going to be partially exposed, so we're going to have plywood above and engineered hardwood above that, and then Taylor wants some wafer recessed lights in here, so that means I'm going to have to come down 1 3/4 inches or so and put in kind of like a false ceiling in here, and that'll probably most likely be tongue and groove pine, but these will be stained or just oiled so that you get the wood color, and hopefully that'll match the countertops and the floors really well. The floors we're looking at doing an acacia colored or acacia style wood, and then the countertops are going to be an acacia butcher block. So as we move through the middle here, this is going to be a double-sided kitchen. So sink and window are going to be on the right. You'll notice window's not there. I have to frame that in today because we forgot. And then on the left, this area here is going to be the stove and refrigerator. Straight ahead is going to be our second loft, and there's going to be a bathroom here which has a barn door, sliding barn door, and the sliding barn door is going to tuck behind the refrigerator, which is very common in tiny house builds. Show you a little bit how we designed this loft support. So my original novice design in SketchUp had basically a pony wall and then a beam that went all the way across and then a knee wall on top of that. And talking to both my dad and Taylor's dad, and my father-in-law, you're losing a lot of rigidity in the building because that's basically a hinge point. So what we've done here is we've taken the 2x4s and notched them like this so that this 2x6 ledger board can sit in there. And then as you saw over on the other side, the 4x4s can just rest right on top of this ledger board, toenailed in, and then put some CS strap on the back. I may even put some low profile hangers because I don't want any hangers showing on the inside, so I'd have to use some low profile hangers that were under 3/4 inch protrusion that won't be exposed past the tongue and groove. And then from here, this will be a closet loft, and we're going with a 3 12 pitch roof, steel roof, 2x6 rafters, 2x6 ridge beam. And yeah, that's going to be pretty much the majority of all the features. So that's basically the tour as it stands. I still got a lot of work to do. I only have 1 day left up here in Washington to finish off the rest of this loft, get that kitchen window framed in, possibly get the front wall started. And then the tarp goes over it, and it sits here for a month or so until I can come back from California and get up here and do some more work. My father-in-law said that if he has a spare minute somewhere, he may work on the ridge beam and some of the rafters just so that the tarp doesn't sag in the middle. Because right now it's basically a tent without a center tent pole. So water could collect in that tarp. So if we could get a ridge pole up, at least the tarp would shed water instead of collecting it. So that may happen while I'm not here, but I'll ask him to send photos and we'll kind of interlace some photos in with the video. Yeah, stay tuned next time.
I have no idea what I'm doing. Probably roofing, probably rafters, and then getting the sheeting on the outside so that we can get this whole thing structurally sound and sheared up. Yeah. I don't know how to close this video. I'm just going to say bye.